Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's attorney Dion Michelle Green with Love, Life, and the Law. And the subject today is do it now. Right now. Sense of urgency. Give it all you got and do it right now. I have a friend that I was talking to, someone that I'm doing business with, and he's done well for himself. But what I found so interesting about him is his sense of urgency. At one point we were talking and I said, well, I was talking to so-and-so and I told them, there's no rush. They can get it to me in 3 weeks or next month. He looked at me and he said, no, they should get it to you right now. What are we waiting for? I said, what is the sense of urgency? He said, I'm behind. Now, if you knew this gentleman, you would say behind what, right? He's taking care of portfolio, he's taking care of vehicles, he's taking care of family, kids are well taken care of, life is well, he's in good shape, he eats right, there's so much going on. And I said, what do you mean you're behind? He said, I have friends and they are 10 steps ahead of me. I have goals that I want to accomplish in my life. And because I've been doing so many other things for so long, my timeline is off. I'm behind. So now I'm playing catch up. And when he said that, it kind of clicked the light bulb on in my head. My light bulb should have been clicked on about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, because I spoke with one of my mentors, an incredible man. He's an attorney. He's one of the most accomplished attorneys I've ever met. He reached the pinnacle of military service as an attorney in the Army. And I called him one day to ask him how his transition went when he left the service. And he asked me, he kind of broke it down to me. And I was like, wow, that's what you're doing? You're not even practicing law. He was like, no, I'm doing what I want to do. I serve on a board of directors for an art museum. I made myself invaluable, so I had a niche when I went in with some of these corporations, and I was able to earn, some money so that I could do some other things that I want. I'm building a house, that's the specifications that I want it to be. And I said, wow, man, that just seems incredible. And so he asked me a question. He said, well, when you get out, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I could work at a consulting firm. Maybe I can work at a medical company, one of the healthcare companies. I mean, I could teach, I could this, I could that, and my list went on and on and on and on. And then he said, I hear all of that. He said, but in everything that you said, I didn't hear one thing that you said that you want to do. He said, I hear things that you can do, but I don't hear anything that you want to do. And when he said that, I had to think about it. And so I made my list. I'm checking it twice, and I'll find out if y'all naughty or nice. No, I just made my list of things that I'm going to accomplish. Notice I didn't say I'm going to try to do. These are things I'm going to do. So I made my list, and then I started teaching. And that list got pushed back further and further and further until finally I decided I wasn't going to teach anymore. And when I made the decision that I wasn't going to teach, that conversation that I had with my mentor came back to my remembrance. And so I started looking for a facility to house the business that I'm going to use. And then COVID-19 happened, so I started reinventing that idea, and along with a relative, with my sister. And we started talking about how we were going to make it work, even in the middle of COVID-19. And then I met a good friend, somebody that I consider to be a good friend now, who said that they're behind. And it lit a fire under me in a way I hadn't thought about in a long time. Now I'm excited. Now I'm in the middle of 5 or 6 projects, to include this. But what I will say is that I probably should have done it immediately after I made the decision to transition out of the military. Because now, I think it's about 3 years later, and I'm behind. I'm behind on my personal goals. I'm behind on the things that I knew I wanted to do before I left the military. But that's okay. I'm good at catch up. And not the stuff that you put on your hamburger. I'm good at catching up when I'm behind a little bit. So, Do it now. Doesn't matter what age you are. I have an aunt that got her associate's degree when she was 62 years old. I have a friend that started her military career in the Navy when she was 35. I know people that are going to school in their 40s. When I was in law school, there was a person who was a doctor who came back to school to become an attorney. Can you imagine how good that person is going to be when they handle medical malpractice claims as an attorney because they had decided that they wanted to transition out of practicing medicine? Now, obviously, that person was exceptionally intelligent. But the point of the matter is they're doing it. I think he was in his 40s, late 40s, early 50s. He made the decision and he decided that he was going to change the trajectory of his life, career path and all. And I'm going to tell y'all something. If somebody can go to medical school and then go to law school and have great careers on both sides of that table, what are you doing? No excuses, no regrets. Do it now. Stop talking about it. As we would say where I'm from, don't speak about it, be about it. Do it now. Let all of the excuses just be excuses. Let all the naysayers be naysayers. Do it now. The worst feeling in the world is regret. Do it now. I don't know if you will do it now, but I do know a lot about a little and a little about a lot. And the biggest thing I know is you got to keep God up top. He's always doing it now for us. Now you just got to do it now for you. It's Dion Michelle. Love, life, and the law. Ciao.